What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here, bringing another video. Today we are finally moving on to something I've been waiting a long time to start doing, which is the Force Awakens commercials. Yes, for reaction time, Series 3, I've been doing Star Wars for a long time, for a good number of weeks now. A little bit more than a month, if not, actually probably at this point, at least 2 months. And I've been trying to get through a lot of commercials, avoiding the TV spots and the trailers in general, just because it takes a lot more time, and a lot of them are repetitive, and also because I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen the movies, even though it has been several years for some of these. But in this case, it is Force Awakens. The most recent one just came out very recently. I have seen it. I saw it the day it came out, very early in the morning. It was a very fun showing, but I was definitely tired that day. But it was a good movie. Really, really good movie. And I'm looking forward to episode 8, obviously. And they've pushed it back again, and it's coming out, like, I think it's late 2017, which is interesting. So that will be cool when that comes out for episode 8. But this is episode 7 we're talking about here, and The Force Awakens. And obviously this is one that just recently, this came out in December, towards the middle part of December of 2015. And we're in 2016 when this video is coming out. So that's something to note, obviously. But this video, these commercials are good. I wasn't able to find as many of the commercials that most of you guys will probably have seen regularly, and ones that I even know regularly that I see. There was also certain versions of these commercials that I wasn't able to find, and also for some reason just some of them aren't available online. I don't ask me why, or I just wasn't able to find them very easily. They definitely exist. It's just that, some of the Force Awakens commercials I was just not able to find easily. So and most of them I've seen already. There was one that I noticed that, like, I think I remember it, but it definitely looked newer. So, and that came out, like, after January. So, not after January. What am I saying? Early January, after I've already seen the movie and everything like that, and after most of the commercials had been released. But let's get into this and get started with our first commercial related to episode 7. So here we go, guys.
It's so peaceful up there.
Enjoy the freedom to go far, far away. The Jeep year-end blockbuster sales event. Hurry to your Jeep dealer for 0% financing for 75 months, plus $500 bonus cash on the 2015 Jeep Cherokee.
So that was a commercial, obviously taking place in space at first, showing BB-8, showing them in an X-wing, followed by some people saying, "Oh, it's so peaceful up there," and they're in their Jeep Cherokee, obviously a car commercial. Very simple commercial, not too much going on. Obviously, just saying, "Oh yeah, the movie comes out on this day. Go see it and buy a Jeep Cherokee. Why not?" That's about it. Very small commercial, gets the point across very clearly. Doesn't really say much else. Doesn't really emphasize too much, but gets across the general vibe of, like, oh, it's a peaceful world. It's so peaceful. You should buy this car. It's very cool. Oh, go see this movie. Oh. Like, simple, straightforward commercial that just says what it needs to say, and that's about it. There's not much else I can really say other than that. It serves its purpose. It does its job by, saying what it needs to say and showing what it needs to show without doing much else than that, and without spoiling anything, obviously, because there really isn't much there that's, spoiler related for the movie. I mean, other than seeing BB-8, which most people have seen at some point, whether they knew the name or not. And obviously there was an X-wing, which, it's an X-wing. So yeah, otherwise that's about it. So let's keep going.
A better network as explained in a galaxy far, far away. Some networks promise unlimited data. Then they slow your downloads after just a gig or two. spoiler stuff. Because when data is your only hope, better matters. Star Wars: The Force Awakens, December 18th.
That's obvious. That's a really cool commercial. That was a commercial Verizon got to do, which actually was very, very fun. You know, you see BB-8, you know, trying to download some stuff, and you know the speeds of the download, and you know it's clever. And then you have Chewbacca there, you know, blasting the stormtroopers. That actually, though the whole entire aspect of like download speeds and all that weren't a thing in the movie, the overall scene is technically in the movie. So, is it a spoiler? Kind of. But at the same time, it's like if you haven't seen the movie, you wouldn't know it. Obviously, I'm telling you this now, but it's such a small point. So even though I'm saying that it is kind of, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's telling like everything. It's showing a very tiny little moment, and yeah. It also references, you know, the small little car that like drives around and gets scared by Chewbacca, which is actually very funny to see that they bring that back to make that reference, which was in the fourth movie, if you're wondering where that little car was from. So yeah, that's very cool. So let's keep going, I believe. But this was, no, it's cool commercials. I mean, a lot of these are, again, this seventh movie especially, a lot more product placement for the most part. There are some that you know, emphasize just the overall theme of Star Wars in general, but a lot of them I just haven't been able to find recently for some reason. Either they've been taken down, or I just haven't been able to find them as easily as I used to be able to find them. Don't ask me why. I also just don't want to put in trailers again. Remember that. So let's keep going, guys.